Sanmanani Dumelang Mulweni Kriyanot. It's Sibuen's Pet and we're back with another video. What are we doing today?
Lorch is going to jail.
Why?
Read this tweet and then we'll discuss it.
Thembinkosi Lorch has been found guilty of assaulting his girlfriend Fundiswa Matitibala by the Randburg Magistrates Court.
So he's been convicted. He's just waiting for his sentencing
Oh,
to know his fate.
I'm so curious. Wonder what happened. Like, you know what, these guys like that you've never heard of, like a GBV situation of before. Like, okay, it's another thing. Someone who is like, yo, you hear all the time, he beats up all his girlfriends. This is who he is, you know. But in those isolated cases where they do, it's you can't help but be interested in knowing what happened.
So do you think the courts take into account any provocation that might
No, they
happen to him?
don't. No, they don't.
They just look at
Let's
the fact
be
that he
honest,
did it.
not even the rest of South Africa does. Like, we just go straight into the action that was done. Okay, you
He
beat
hit her
her.
and then that's it.
Yes, and because we always have these chats of like nothing will, you know, nothing justifies you putting a hand on the person or whatever. You get what I mean? So it's kind of hard to debate that, to be honest. But in truth, like, I would say what happens before is quite important as well. Like, that's something that we need to also look into, because it's really strange, particularly in cases where the person has never been abusive before, or they're not an abusive person, but it was an isolated assault incident. So it's like, I would be really interested in knowing what happened, you know, like what was the situation, what prompted it, and not that. And I do agree with the people that say that it doesn't justify a person beating up a person. Well, what do you think would justify someone beating up a person? I know this is a very
Yeah, in most
question to ask, but like,
in most people's eyes, GBV is inexcusable. So regardless of what happened before,
yeah,
it's wrong. It shouldn't never
it's
happen.
the wrong part, the gender part.
Yes.
Like there's two different genders
Yes,
fighting.
yes. That's the only part that's wrong. If it was between like man and man, nobody would care. If it was between woman and woman, then they would look into why the fight happened and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
But because there's a power imbalance there,
Yes.
it's just inexcusable. No excuse whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I have a very nuanced look into this. I don't see this as black and white.
Yeah.
Things happen. People get provoked.
Yes.
People get pushed.
Yep.
And people get heated in the moment.
Especially, that's what I'm saying, like, especially in situations where the person does not have, you know, a streak of abuse or like or known as an abusive person. An isolated assault incident is something that we should look into. Like, really,
I think
want to know the whole story.
I think because of that, he will get a life sentence because he's a first-time offender.
Yes.
They probably shouldn't, but they
But
might
then
try and
again,
make an example.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
They might give him like the maximum sentence. They're saying that he's facing either 18 months in prison or 3,000
like,
rand
it's
fine.
crazy. That's why I really say, like, it has to be something very serious, because you know that this is a huge problem, and you know how much attention GBV cases are getting, and nobody really wants to be associated with that, especially someone whose life, or, you know, depends on it, like in terms of their career and things like that. Like, he knows that this could destroy him, like, you know. So it's like, to what place do you have to be at that moment mentally for you to really not give a damn about all of that? Like,
Yeah, you get heated. Like the thing is, in a lot of situations, let me just cancel the whole alcohol part. Because
Yeah.
okay, alcohol does play a role in a lot of things.
yeah.
But in a lot of heated situations, especially when you are arguing with the person that you claim to love, and you're passionate, things get very heated, right? A lot of people will black out, basically. A lot of people will just react.
Yeah.
I want to see what will happen to him in terms of like his footballing, if the club will drop him because it's not like he's facing charges. He's convicted now.
I feel like in South Africa they don't take this so seriously as like.
But Orlando Pirates, like I think people will pressure Pirates.
That's the thing. They only worry when people start pressuring. Like it's not something that the clubs or whatever will do themselves, like automatically. It's like if there's no backlash from people or people like pressuring them to do it, then it's like, oh well. They kind of hope that, you know, it dies down.
Yeah, but I'm just waiting to see. Maybe Pirates will make a statement. Maybe Pirates will drop him.
Yeah.
Maybe his sponsors will drop him.
Do you think they will drop him?
I think it will depend on the sentencing. If he gets prison time, then they'll probably drop him. But if he just gets a fine...
Well, of course they'll drop him if he gets prison time. I mean, if he gets a fine, like a 3,000 rand fine that I saw...
Nobody will care.
Yeah, nobody will care. It will just be like... And then again, that will tell us a lot about the actual case. Like...
Yeah, so this could either go two ways. He's a first-time offender.
Yeah.
So he's not supposed to be sentenced harshly.
Yeah.
It's like his first-time offense. They do say some people bring out the worst in you.
So clearly, it has a lot to do with provocation.
Yeah, some people,
She brings out the worst in him.
She probably provokes him a lot and they argue a lot. And
so what consequences does that person have to suffer?
Nothing.
But like, do you see though that that's wrong?
She ain't commit no crime though.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
So the main problem.
So you can do whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, the main problem with all of this is that you can do whatever you want until.
But the assault part is with the crime.
Until you commit the crime. Once you commit the crime, it's late for you.
It's late.
Yeah, you can do whatever. You can verbally assault or verbally abuse each other as much as you want. Throw stuff at each other.
Or once you start throwing the hands.
Once you assault, crime.
It's real.
Yeah, I think there should be more nuance into these things.
Yeah.
Like people should look into how everything came about and then...
Although I feel like that might make it more difficult for people to, because it's already difficult for people. Sometimes people who seriously are, you know, going through things like being assaulted, being abused and whatever, they're already finding it hard to report because it's not being taken seriously. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes,
so making it even harder to do that might make it harder for people to come out in.
But then also, like, let's say it does get to a point where it gets reported, the person who does the abusing it will also incentivize them to tell the truth. Because instead of like, because now all you have to do is just deny. Yeah. I didn't do it.
That's true. Because now you're giving the whole story.
Yeah. Now if you give a complete story and say, well, no, I was provoked. And this is the things that...
And that's why we always hear like half stories, because the person just goes straight to the part where the physical part happened. Then it's like, well, that doesn't make sense. Like, how did that happen? How did it lead up to that? But then again, I guess people are going to be like, why is that important?
Yeah, so
why is it important?
So let's think about
why does it matter? The matter is the beating.
Let's think about it like this, right? If we have a daughter and our daughter gets abused by somebody, I don't think we're going to be asking questions into like, how did this happen?
I would kind of, to be honest, I would be mad and ready to take all actions, but at some point I'll sit down and I'll ask her. I'll be like, wait, so what happened? Like, so, but what did you do
to try and if you find out that she's wrong?
Well, then I'll tell her that that's the reason why you're getting beaten up, so you should put your act together as well. Or you'll keep getting beaten up even by other people. So you see it's wrong. What you're doing is wrong. So these are the results.
So I guess that might be important as well.
It's important.
Because people do not see that.
They don't introspect.
They don't see that provoking people is wrong.
It's wrong.
And forcing them, or not forcing them, but making them do that
wrong.
It's
wrong.
Like, people are not introspective.
It's wrong. You are playing a part. Like, sometimes some things are really, really bad. A lot of people are not realizing how damaging they can be sometimes verbally to other people. Like, people have said stuff that have stuck with people, you know.
For years.
Yeah, it's for years. Break down people's self-esteem, you know. Like, like crazy things people have said, and we know how verbally abusive women can be. Like, if we're being honest,
and then when somebody
women, we can talk carelessly.
Yes. So that's the thing that makes it a bit unbalanced and not fair.
It's unfair because we're not suffering any consequences for being, you know, horrible verbally.
Women's way of attacking people is verbally.
Yeah.
And the man's
I know I can't hit you, so I'm gonna hurt you with my words.
And the man's way of attacking somebody is physically.
Yeah.
So only the man gets punished when they attack, but when the woman attacks, they don't get punished at all. That's what makes it unfair.
Yeah, that's very unfair. It is very unfair, and that's why that will never stop.
Yeah, that's why it will never stop.
Yeah,
that's why it. So as much as men also need to be
called into order,
corrected,
about it.
Order.
Women need to
speak
also
about
be
these things and.
Order.
As a machete, you need to speak about these things and say good no. Like whenever you put in these situations, walk away. It will save you from a whole lot of trouble.
Yeah.
If there's somebody who constantly puts you in these situations,
stay away from that person.
Stay away from that person.
Like, no matter how much you think you love that person, or like, no, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Because it will ruin your life.
Yes.
And then also women also need to be educated as well. It's like there are things that
that
push people to that, you know, and women are not taking accountability to that, and that's why this thing will never stop.
And especially if you're doing it deliberately, like just ask yourself questions, bro. Like, why are you doing that? Why do you want to ruin somebody's life?
So yeah, it is what it is, man. I hope Lorch gets a life sentence if the crime wasn't like serious, of course. But if it was serious, then he should go to jail. Yeah, we'll see how everything plays out as he gets sentenced. But you guys let us know what you think about this whole situation.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.
And keep watching. Goodbye.
We'll check you guys at the next one.